All right, so 3 days, been a while. How's it been? I am alive, right? Addressing the elephant in the room to start off. I am feeling a lot better. I was sick for the last 2 days, and it was absolutely horrible, but I'm alive. It's all good. Yeah, so today we're going to jump into things and talk about everything. We have treasures, the blue banner updated, things like that I wanted to get through. This video was supposed to be recorded or dropped 3 days ago, but again, I got sick, so wanted to make sure you were alerted about this. A lot of players have been asking for a little bit now. Treasures, what's happening with them, when are they coming out, and they should be soon. I want to remind you what happens with this, what you will potentially be seeing, and what to know. So today, like and subscribe. Again, apologies for the 3-day dip, but I'm back, and again, thank you all for the comments. So I feel a lot better, and should be back on schedule with videos, hopefully. All right, let's jump into it. Here we go. First things first, we can start over here. They've officially put in Nayuta and the Braulio over here on the Pilgrim/Overspec banner. If you are in need of these characters, I know that a lot of players in my comments, or just, I believe in general, I've seen that, skipped the Braulio. They're like, oh, we don't need her too much. Don't know if that was the best idea. But again, she's a very, very powerful character. If she was skipped, please consider pulling her. Both Nayuta and Braulio at some point will be used, and you'll feel that. I will say for the most part, people are like, oh, but there are no Siren, Crown, Robbie Red Hood, Cinderella, whatever. They are still very, very, very good pilgrims. And you've seen in solo raids, they've been doing very, very good. So if you are in need of these characters, you haven't pulled for them, or even you just pulled one copy, maybe your other characters have dupes, it is worth it to do both of them. So if you are able to, and you don't have, or you basically have most of the roster, then slot these characters in. They are very good pickups, and they are officially there. The other character added to the banner is Celine, who's actually pretty good. If there's, most of the list being already obtained, and you just don't have Celine yet, make sure to add her in. You might see her being used here and there in some comps because of her pretty unique, to a degree, kit. It's still ranked pretty high, but it wasn't a must pull, and especially never going to be a must pull, especially with what Christmas had to offer. So, just worth it to mention, both Celine and Nayuta and Braulio were there. I'm alerting you to update it, but I'm not saying to spend. I am not saying that, because remember, spending over here, these tickets right now, may not be the best idea, because treasures are returning to the game very soon, and we are getting 4 brand new treasures, if nothing changes, in a few, basically in like less than 2 weeks, or a little bit more than 2 weeks. We'll know about them in less than 2 weeks. Take a look over here. This is what I'm talking about. As you all know, a Christmas live stream is coming soon. Christmas live stream held last year, December 23rd, 2024. Absolute blast. I loved watching this with the chat. It was an absolute, it was beautiful. It genuinely was beautiful. They started teasing this event like a few days prior. With the teasers, they pretty much confirmed that treasures were there. We actually started to see treasures here, and we were able to like break it down, being like, oh, treasures are coming here. They used the same assets from the previous year, which was like Exia and I believe Diesel, or Exia and somebody else. Was it Diesel? It was somebody, right? It was trains they kept showing. So yeah, it was Diesel, I believe. Because of that, we knew like, oh, treasures are being revealed here, and started to build the sentiment that, hey, every year during Christmas, we get treasures. Every year during summer, we get the other treasures. So 8 treasures in total a year. That's how it goes. Now, they revealed these 4 treasures last year during the Christmas live stream, and they were very, very good treasures. Now, this might be a hot take. Bite me if you want to, but genuinely speaking, this was pretty... Actually, is this a hot take at all? These treasures had wonderful wallpapers, but a lot of them were not that good. Comparatively speaking to Helm. Helm was like a god tier treasure, dude. A god tier treasure. Julia had a treasure, but it wasn't like too great, and it's definitely not used in comparison to a lot. Polly had a treasure. It had a little bit of niche play, but nothing that was like, oh my god, that's a good treasure. Tove, on the other hand, had a great treasure. She was definitely, I think that if you were to say helm of the batch, okay, I think she was the helm of the batch. And then when it came to, when it came to Bay, let's all be real here. That was mainly PvP, or look at the wallpaper type thing. Over here, it was Helm, which was very, very good. She automatically, you could consider almost triple S. That's genuinely where she kind of held. She was a very, very good treasure. Miranda had, again, a little bit more niche, but still very high use. And then Drake just had Shotgun Team. So, again, niche, but still used. Milk, on the other hand, we don't talk about Milk. On that one, the Milk spoiled. But in this case, last year was a very, 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 very sound batch. And especially with last year, or earlier this year, the resentment turned towards this set. Especially the people in meta, they didn't really get that. I think we should be in store for some very, very good ones and very, very great ones. What I will say is 2 things. There was a rumor going around a while ago, because there was a leak that surfaced, I want to make it clear, and I made this clear since. The leak doesn't seem to be true. It was pretty much saying that Crust had a leaked treasure kit, but that's not true in the slightest. There was also... So, there was the one with Blanc and Noir. We don't know if it's true, right? It does look like a faked asset. It could be true. It could be logistically true, logically true, but we don't know. We have to wait and see. But the ones that I pulled up over here that I think are more likely are Isabel, Haran. I'm just kidding around. They're never going to happen. We all, like everyone in my comments, was speculating that we're going to get our first ever Pilgrim treasure, and that'll be New Year's. That was before this event happened. Now I think it's like unlikely Isabel or Haran gets any buff here. People were hoping for like the first ever Pilgrim one because it sucks that they just don't get anything. It sucks to know that now it probably isn't happening. But some of the ones that I opened up over here, Dala, it would make a lot of sense to actually drop Dala finally. It would make like the most sense in the world. It depends on if that's something they want to do. But she had, first off, a lot of popularity. Second, they haven't done an altar for her. They haven't addressed her in a while. So we could definitely see something with her. Sugar also doesn't have much. I believe she doesn't have anything in the game, right? Post Sugar, right? So that's there. Remember, characters who can drop are ones that just recently got a sort of seasonal, and on top of that, ones that have an altar up and coming, and also on ones on top of that that just recently dropped. So we have to go further back. So there's not too many options. But again, Shift Up can always put like that one pull out of nowhere. But Sugar is there. Miran is there as well. They hate her so much. I don't even think it's possible. That's how much they hate her. Rupee, she had a seasonal a very, very long time ago. That's very old now. Both her and her treasure stocks. So would be a cool thing to see her buffed. And it could make sense right now. Noise is there too. Very, very popular. Has so many skins. Has a lot of popularity, but has not much to show off pretty much. She doesn't have a treasure, no altar, nothing. So it would make a lot of sense to be her. Blanc and Noir is the current thought process, or Copium. It would be great. What I will still say is Noir and Blanc are still pretty much not like super broken units, but they are still used, right? The characters they sort of choose are in that sort of realm of much less used. These characters are still very used, but it could also be very good to like hype them up. I wouldn't be shocked they're thinking more like, let's make altars of them. But again, who knows? Just worth mentioning. Isabel, Haran. There's also Yan over here. She works. It does in a way compute. She doesn't have much. She has a lot of skins. People like her. Boom. Did I go through this list like on that merit? No. I went through this list on the merit of just older characters. There is Arya. She is part of the global concert coming soon. She could get something, right? She is part of that. There is Biscuit, again, but she's super popular in PvP. People were speculating Breddy. I know Shift Up. They're going to probably just make an altar of her. They'd rather do that than make a treasure for her. We were thinking, or people were thinking during the last set, right, when we got these over here, that we get Brid, but Brid now got her altar. Senti exists. I think that's a decent thought process. I believe Maxwell can't work because Maxwell has an altar. So that sort of is the case there. There are, again, a bunch of characters. I don't want Crow to get one, so I'm not going to even acknowledge her existence throughout this video, but I just did, sadly. There is Epinal, and they did say they want to give Epinal something, but I don't know if they were meaning treasure. It felt like they were meaning units, but they could mean treasure. So Epinal is there as well, and Folk Wong, right? Those are just some quick picks that I may or may not have missed. So that's there. Now again, round off the video. It's up to you to save. Do you want to save for this? Do you care for this? Do you even give a damn? I don't know. But the worth it mention is, guess what? They updated the blue banner. All right, you can put those picks on there, but try not to spend if you are curious or wanting to obviously dupe these characters. In order to get these favorite items, for those that don't know, you require, I believe, the main character, right, the character itself, and then 2 dupes. Okay, that's 3 copies total, or 3, basically one pickup. All right, the acquisition of the character and 2 copies. That's it. So with that knowledge, do you want to do that? Be my guest. Save up. If you like some of the picks I mentioned, boom. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what they have in store for us. But this will be dropping the information very soon, if anything. They have to start teasing this within the next little more than a week. Like, let's say 8-9 days. They have to start teasing stuff. And if you see treasures being shown, obviously, favorite items are coming. And it should be. Last year they did this. And it's the new cycle. So, get ready. Get excited. Favorite items soon. Not bad.